Trigger warning and consent note. Today we discuss archival images and recordings that have been relabeled or relisted. Some examples include identifying details that contributors asked us to redact. If you plan to submit files after listening, remove personal identifiers first and use our secure intake. We won't process unredacted submissions. Let's keep contributors safe as we learn.
Let's open with a quick human vignette. Imagine you find a photograph of your grandmother's weaving online. A credit line once said who made it, where it was taken, and why that textile matters. Then one day it's listed as free to use, with no name attached. That small change can erase livelihoods, memory, and the ability to claim provenance later.
This is NSP Plus TV, Cambodia's voice to the world. I'm Port Norn, and with me is Nisa. Today we're tackling how free can unintentionally mean forgotten and what communities can do to protect attribution, cultural context, and legal recourse.
Here's how this episode will help. We walk 3 anonymized cases, explain the evidence that restores credit, outline realistic remediation steps, and give a short community-first licensing playbook you can use right away. Templates are in the show notes.
Case 1. The CC0 reclassification. A local archive donated images years ago with a clear credit field. Later, the hosting archive flagged the collection as public domain without preserving the original metadata. Over time, the creator line disappeared from records and copies proliferated without attribution.
What happened there, in plain language, is that the metadata that travels with a file was overwritten or stripped. When the public domain label went on, many downstream sites copied the files without checking archived logs or the donor agreement. That loss matters. Credit connects the work to people, place, and sometimes to repatriation claims.
Case 2. A marketplace relist. An artisan uploaded photos and credited the maker. A buyer relisted the same images under a royalty-free storefront that removed the credit field for layout reasons. Customers bought prints and assumed no attribution was required. The artisan lost sales and the cultural context of the items disappeared.
Case 3. An aggregator relicensing. An indexing site scraped images, republished them with new terms, and claimed broad reuse rights. A researcher later found the images in museum catalogs with specific donor information, but by then, copies had been recirculated and the trail was muddled.
Okay, so what evidence actually helps when credit has been erased? In plain language, timestamps, original metadata fields, upload logs, screenshots of the original credit, witness statements from contributors, and any written donor agreements. These are the things that can rebuild a paper trail.
To make that concrete, take a copy of the original file and keep it safe. Export the file's metadata if you can. Note where and when it first appeared online. Save web archive snapshots or screenshots with visible timestamps. If someone can testify they provided an image on a date, that helps too. These are simple, practical steps anyone can take.
A brief, non-prescriptive legal primer. There are important differences between licenses like CC-BY, CC0, and royalty-free. CC-BY asks for attribution. CC0 is a public domain dedication that removes claim. Royalty-free is not the same as free of obligations. It's a commercial term about payment, not authorship. We're not giving legal advice. For specific cases, consult a pro bono IP or heritage lawyer or local counsel.
Right. And practically, if you see CC-BY content with no credit, you can point to the license terms and ask platforms to restore attribution. If something was declared CC0 or public domain, your options change. That's why documenting how an item was originally shared matters so much.
Platform Remediation Clinic. Who do you contact and what should you expect? First, find the platform's content policy and takedown or attribution request pathway. Next, prepare a correction request with a clear statement of the problem, evidence, screenshots, timestamps, archived links, a suggested correction, and your contact info. Be realistic. Responses can take time, and not every platform will obey immediately. Follow up politely but persistently.
We've created redaction-safe templates for these requests, short, plain language templates you can customize. Use the show notes to download them. If you're dealing with high-risk or sensitive material, route it through a trusted NGO or legal partner. Don't send unredacted personal files to random inboxes.
Next, a community licensing playbook. These are short, actionable statements communities can use at the point of donation or sharing. Example wording, and again, not legal advice, just practical language you can adapt. This image is shared to preserve Khmer heritage. Please credit the maker as noted, artist name or community. Reuse must preserve attribution and context. Contact community email for commercial requests.
Another quick script for consent conversations. We are sharing these photos to build a community archive. We ask platforms and users to keep the creator's name and story attached. If you plan to change the license or reuse commercially, please contact our archive first. Short, clear, and community first.
3 immediate, low-risk actions you can take today. 1. Download the templates from the show notes and save them in your archive. 2. Document existing metadata safely. Export file metadata, save web snapshots, and store copies in a secure folder. 3. Start a secure intake for contributors. Require redaction of personal identifiers, offer anonymity, and route sensitive files through partners.
If you're an artist or community archivist listening, prioritize a redaction-first workflow. Keep a ledger of who gave what and when, even if it's just a dated spreadsheet that stays offline. These small practices make a big difference when credits are accidentally lost downstream.
We also want to be clear about risks we considered for this episode. We avoided naming specific organizations without legal vetting. We kept legal guidance non-prescriptive. And we emphasized that collecting unredacted files can create privacy risks. Our templates follow a redaction-first intake approach.
Before we close, a quick reminder of what counts as evidence: original file metadata, upload timestamps, archived pages, screenshots with visible timestamps, donor agreements, and witness statements. Keep copies in multiple safe places and use encrypted methods for sensitive transfers.
We're committed to helping Cambodia's creators and heritage keep their names and stories. The facts are clear. The evidence is undeniable. Stand with Cambodia. Look for the templates and the secure intake form in our show notes. They're set up for immediate use.
Thank you for listening. If this episode helped you, subscribe to our newsletter and the podcast so you get updates when we publish new templates or partner resources. And share this with a community archivist or artist who could use the tools.
We'll be back with more practical guides on protecting Khmer heritage online. From Phnom Penh to the world, let's keep these stories credited, contextualized, and respected. See you next time.